It's no secret that your favorite reality shows aren't exactly reality, but between phony house hunting scenarios, faked property sales, and allegedly ruined homes, there's something seriously suspect about HGTV's lineup. Hosted by HGTV favorite David Bromstead, My Lottery Dream Home has been helping those who've recently come into money find their ideal abode since 2015. But while the show's trailers will often display luxurious properties fit for a king, the reality is often a little more frugal. Due to the shortage of interested parties, the first season only heard back from a fraction of the more than 1,000 lottery winners invited to participate. The show can rarely serve up the kind of glitzy, glamorous dwellings you might expect from buyers with 7+ figures on hand.
Anyone would be lucky to have this if you can afford $5.2 million.
In a thread calling out the show's misleading ads, one Redditor wrote, "It's average people getting excited about completely average cookie-cutter houses." In the show's defense, though, Bromstead told the New York Post that not every lottery winner will spend their gains the same way. He said, "It all depends on how much money they've just won. Some people are living paycheck to paycheck and they're pretty smart, like, wow, I'm 35 years old and I've just won $1 million. It's going to change my life for the moment, but I've got to be smart about it." It's the same with pretty much every remodeling show on HGTV. The furniture you see at the end of an episode could well have disappeared once the camera stopped rolling. When it comes to Married to Real Estate, hosted by real-life husband and wife Mike Jackson and Egypt Sherrod, those picture-perfect finishing touches are often removed, unless the participants decide to hand over their own hard-earned cash to keep them. If that all sounds a little mean-spirited, at least this show did have a more generous side. While most other HGTV series leave the cost of renovation to the homeowners, Married to Real Estate tried to help out by limiting the amount of new decor and furniture. And Sherrod insists that Married to Real Estate tried to stick to the truth as closely as possible. She told People magazine in 2025 that everything you saw on TV is real. Hosted by husband and wife team Mika and Brian Kleinschmidt, 100 Day Dream Home, as its name suggests, promises to build participants their perfect abode in just a little over 3 months. And while they always achieve their goal by this arbitrary deadline, they're not averse to taking a few shortcuts to do so. Brian told the Los Angeles Times about how they're able to save so much time during construction, when inspections can on average add as much as 33 days to the whole operation. He said, "We schedule the inspections early in the morning and just assume they're going to pass. As soon as they're inspected, our next trade crew is ready to come in."
We actually order building materials in the permitting process. As soon as we go in for permits, we're ordering windows, trusses, appliances, everything up front.
The Kleinschmidts run everything with military precision. That includes ensuring homeowners agree on the interiors long before the task gets underway. Mika told Realtor, "We are really side by side with them during those selections, so they feel confident and we don't drag it out 2 months to make countertop decisions." Ever watched an HGTV show and thought you could just do the same work for the same price? Well, as with most things on the network, not everything is as it seems when it comes to budget constraints. Just ask Steve Ford, who, alongside his sister Leanne Ford, hosted Home Again with the Fords in 2021. While chatting with The New Yorker, the home renovator admitted that while participants' personal bank balances are used to fund the work carried out, HGTV shows are able to rely on deals with companies that might not be available to us regular folk. In fact, he acknowledged that anyone lucky enough to get the benefit of his expertise are getting more for their buck than they should. Steve, who first found fame with Leanne on Restored by the Fords, also recognizes that the show may be inadvertently giving its more DIY-friendly viewers false hope. Telling the publication he understands why some may think, "Oh, I can do this. I can make this crazy thing happen at my house that should be in a magazine, and I can do it for X dollars." Brothers Jonathan and Drew Scott were accused of fakery in 2025 thanks to a Celebrity IOU episode featuring a former member of the Brat Pack. When Rob Lowe decided to treat his longtime assistant Carol to a surprise home renovation, the suspiciously clutter-free nature of the house in question left many viewers believing the owner had been given an advanced warning.
I like to think that this is something you do all the time for people.
We do it all the time.
One skeptic on Reddit noted, "I came here to see if anyone else noticed the empty drawers and cabinets too. Number one reason, I now know it's all fake. I don't know anyone who has even one empty drawer." Another agreed, adding that production really missed the boat. In an interview with Entertainment Weekly, though, Jonathan insisted that the premise of the show is entirely genuine. He said, "We have the same reaction from all the celebrities participating in the show, so here we are. These are celebrities with really big hearts, and you'll be able to see how much they care about these people and why they wanted to give back to them." Okay, so we're used to HGTV viewers being skeptical about the authenticity of the network's shows, but the stars themselves are a different matter. In 2025, Josh Hall came forward with the claim that The Flip-Off, the series he starred in with then-wife Christina Hawk, was guilty of fabricating drama. Josh pointed to one particular on-camera argument he had with his former partner, captioning an Instagram story, "When you can't get enough ratings with celebrity designers, so you rely on manufactured drama with me, a nobody." Of course, Christina soon took to the same platform to share her side of the story, writing, "Manufactured? Pretty sure no one at HGTV told you to be rude to me. That was all natural." Christina also posted a snap of her looking teary-eyed in the aftermath of the argument to prove her point, calling it a reminder to herself that she deserves better. Love It or List It combines the house hunt and renovation genres, but with a twist. At the end of each episode, homeowners decide to either live in their updated home or sell it and move into an upgrade.
And are you going to love it?
Or are you going to list it?
We are going to list it.
Love it.
List it. Love it.
But according to a Redditor who claims their aunt and uncle appeared on the show, producers actually had them record both endings, and the network chose to air its favorite. The Redditor also claims the show portrayed said uncle and aunt as having listed their home, but in reality they stayed put. That story may or may not be true, but there have also been real-world legal ramifications from the show's shenanigans.
Oh my God!
In 2016, Dina Murphy and Timothy Sullivan from North Carolina sued the show citing a variety of complaints, according to the Miami Herald. Murphy and Sullivan alleged the show misappropriated their renovation funds and used a subpar contractor who did questionable work. The lawsuit stated, "The show is scripted with roles and reactions assigned to the various performers and participants, including the homeowners. These characters are actors or television personalities playing a role for the camera, and in this case, none of them played more than a casual role in the actual renovation process."
We took out a substantial loan for this and, put in some of our own money.
We're guessing they didn't love it. In 2012, real estate blog Hooked on Houses landed a major scoop when it alleged that the fan favorite House Hunters was almost totally fake. According to show participant Bobby Jensen, her experience was phony from top to bottom, starting with the reason the family supposedly appeared on the series.
I don't think there's any way that the show could actually follow someone because real house hunts take months.
Jensen claims that the producers made the family seem like they desperately needed a bigger house, but in reality, they were simply upgrading and had decided to rent out their existing home. Next, Jensen revealed her family had already purchased the home they would supposedly be hunting for. This is allegedly a common practice for any HGTV show that portrays prospective homeowners shopping for homes. So did they just go around looking at listings and pretend they were interested? Jensen revealed on the blog, "The ones we looked at weren't even for sale. They were just our two friends' houses who were nice enough to madly clean for days in preparation for the cameras. And it looks like the show's spin-off series isn't any more authentic."
I think this move will test our relationship because I've never lived with a partner before, so it will be really interesting to see what we both want.
According to HuffPost, a woman whose Mexican villa was portrayed as one of the reject properties for prospective buyers on House Hunters International also claimed that the show swapped in a younger couple to play the buyers to appeal to a wider audience and steer away from the typical retirees that are often depicted. Another show participant, Dr. Nate Lambert, wrote a Medium post about his experience. He describes enjoying having his family move to Fiji documented, but he also confirms the phony home search. He recounted how producers over-dramatized a disagreement over kitchen views and admits the realtor was an HGTV plant, which he says had to be done due to the way the real estate industry works in Fiji.
Let's get started. We're gonna destroy your house.
Due to its staggering popularity, Property Brothers is probably viewed as one of the more authentic shows on this list until you stop and think about its premise. Twin brothers Drew and Jonathan Scott help buyers find and renovate a fixer-upper. Yes, Drew is an actual realtor, and yes, Jonathan is a real-life contractor, but much of their professional duty is farmed out to local professionals while they do what they really do best, nail being TV stars.
Do we look like twins anymore?
Speaking with Pop Sugar, Jonathan revealed that just like many other HGTV shows, Property Brothers works with homeowners who have identified a house that they already like. So what does that leave for realtor Drew to do? Be a TV star. And what about those scenes where homeowners pop in on the reno to find Jonathan alone in the house toiling away on some demo or framing work? Jonathan said, "If we find that our budget is taking hits left, right, and center, I'll jump in and do even more because I'm not charging for my time. I'm never laying 5,000 square feet of flooring. I have flooring companies, kitchen companies, and all of that jazz. But I can do and have done all of the work." So this is really a show about a realtor who doesn't have to sell real estate and a contractor who only works when he has to. We love it.
You excited as I am?
Fixer Upper is the Waco, Texas-based home renovation show starring husband and wife team Chip and Joanna Gaines. And it goes like this. He's the contractor and she's the designer, and they work with a homeowner to flip rundown properties into dream homes. Fixer Upper also has a pretty good reputation for being on the up and up when it comes to the Gaines duo actually doing what they portray on the show, but there are a few discrepancies.
Well, it's your fault. You're the one that showed him the house.
First, the house hunt at the beginning of each episode is all for, you guessed it, show. It's the same deal as House Hunters. HGTV wants folks who are already under contract on a house, according to show participant David Ridley, who appeared on season 3 of Fixer Upper. He told Fox News, "They show you other homes, but you already have one. After they select you, they send your house to Chip and Joanna and their design team. At this point, we can all move past the fact that nobody is actually discovering their dream home for the first time on camera, but is everything else on Fixer Upper genuine? According to Country Living, yes. Except if a homeowner wants to keep the furniture used for staging, they have to buy it. That seems fair, just so long as it's never revealed that Joanna doesn't actually love shiplap. The HGTV Dream Home giveaway has been going strong since 1997. But if you're picturing the lucky winner moving into their stunning new digs and living in the lap of luxury, think again.
You just won the 2014 HGTV Dream Home!
According to the Wall Street Journal, almost none of the winners can afford to keep the home because of the huge tax liability, which is estimated to be around 40% of the total value of the house. In fact, out of 8 previous winners by 2004, only 1 actually retained ownership of the property.
It was going to be like it's going to cost you $1 million to keep your free home.
This exact situation occurred for 2005 winner Don Cruz, who wasn't able to satisfy the tax liability he estimated at $800,000. Cruz tried to make it work anyway, choosing to reject the option of taking cash and other prizes, and living in the house for almost 2 years before letting it lapse into foreclosure. He told KLTV that by the time he gave up the house, he'd sunk into $1.43 million in debt. To state it simply, in order to win and keep the HGTV Dream Home, you already have to be rich. Otherwise, you've basically won a giant cash prize and the opportunity to be photographed in a particularly lovely house for a few minutes. HGTV's landscape renovation show Yard Crashers has one of the best concepts of all time. The show walks into a big box home improvement store and randomly selects an unsuspecting customer for a stunning backyard makeover. A dream come true.
How about taking me home right now?
Unfortunately, dreams aren't real, and apparently neither is Yard Crashers, according to one Redditor who says their good friend was selected for the show because his sister knew the producer, so they staged the supposed random encounter at Lowe's. On top of that, the Redditor also claims that some concrete work done by the show wasn't exactly top-notch, and that his friend ended up having to sink even more money into the makeover to fix structural issues. Again, this could all be hearsay, but host Chris Lambton did tell Pop Sugar that they screen participants for attitude and that they chat up at least 15 to 20 people before finally casting a homeowner. Call us crazy, but we're not sure how surprised the lucky homeowners are to talk to the guy who has a camera crew in tow and who just rejected a dozen other shoppers. Thanks to Hooked on Houses becoming the go-to destination for HGTV participants to air their grievances, we also know that Designed to Sell, the show that gave homeowners a budget of $2,000 and a pro design team in order to stage their house for the market, is also fake as a plastic ficus.
Thank you so much, Designed to Sell. I've had several offers on the house. I'm so excited. I'm moving into the city. This has been awesome.
According to one homeowner, her house was not even on the market and would not be for over a year, but the show cast her anyway. As a result, producers staged a fake open house at the end of the makeover process that was entirely attended by the homeowner's friends and family. On top of that, she said that when the crew came through for what would essentially be the aftershots, there was incomplete work they had to avoid filming. Designed to Sell also took a page out of Love It or List It's playbook, allegedly having homeowners shoot multiple endings, one saying their house sold thanks to the makeovers, and one saying they haven't sold yet, but they've seen a lot of interest. Wow. In 2013, the AV Club spoke with Atlanta resident Chinete Pruitt about his experience on Curb Appeal the Block. While Pruitt claimed he had nothing but love for the production crew and the contractors for busting their humps, he did expose a few ways in which the show fudged his reality. For starters, the establishing shots, which are supposed to be the exterior shots of the surrounding neighborhood, were nowhere near Pruitt's house. Pruitt also claimed the crew carefully avoided shooting a, quote, sub-crack house monstrosity near his home. He also claimed the host would park his convertible, walk around, then drive off. But aside from all of the TV magic that went into making Pruitt's episode, he suffered possibly the biggest manipulation after a retaining wall the contractors put in to prevent flooding had the complete opposite effect. Though the show sent contractors out multiple times to try and fix the problem, the basement still floods routinely after heavy rain, leaving Pruitt to feel like the fun he had with the crew maybe wasn't worth it. He said, "I just wish things had been a little better planned."
Oh my gosh, look at that water.
It is a beautiful view.
Gorgeous view.
Beachfront Bargain Hunt is basically House Hunters International if it only went to American cities with gorgeous coastlines. And just like that fake HGTV house hunting show, this one also requires its participants to already own the house they're supposedly shopping for. And thanks to Outer Banks realtor Joanna's blog about her experience with the show, we can report on a few other small facets of fakery as well.
Waterfront is a must-have, something with a deep water lagoon perhaps for a nice sized boat.
What size boat do you have?
I don't have a boat.
Probably the oddest thing Joanna had to say was that producers told her not to use the word nice and that they were so serious about it they even had to start several scenes over when she accidentally used the term. Joanna also said that although there was no script, they were made to re-enter each room 2 to 4 times, repeating the exact same phrasing they used the first time to ensure the crew got the coverage. This all calls into question the overall integrity of a show that purports to capture the thrill and excitement of a beach home purchase. After all, if the stressful real estate transaction is fake, the home search is fake, and the genuine emotion of discovering a dream home is diminished by multiple reshoots, what's left? Oh right, sitting at home and playing What Do These People Do and How Can They Afford This from your obviously not beachfront couch. Okay, never mind, HGTV gives us life.
I could look at this all day.
I never thought I would get to live in paradise.